Right, God is good all the time. A country style song, it's a happy song. What a lovely statement that it makes, that God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Alright, so I'm thinking country style when I play it. It works really well if you have a bass player that plays like those alternating bass notes, like a typical country style. And a drummer that goes boom, if you get those three things, it really sounds good. But sometimes you might be playing on your own, or if you're playing in a band and you have the drummer and you have the bassist, you want to know how can you play it well, how can you play it good. And here is my take on the song. I do it in the key of D. It's a very singable range for me and our congregation. If you're playing it in the key of E, you can use this version, my color chord sheets. This is page 1 of 2 pages. The link is in the description below. Click on it, download it for free, and use it, print it. I hope it's a blessing to many of you out there. And I only ask that you like the video, comment, subscribe. Those are the things that reward me and keep me motivated to keep on posting videos like these. All right, so the song, as it's Don Moen does the song, starts very slowly. It's like a reflective singing. So God is good. Now you can do like little breaks all the time. Put a song of praise. When I did my take on it this time round, I did arpeggios. God is good. So just down, 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 down. I'll start with the D string and go down. That last string, the E string, I do an open note. But that's just interpretation. You don't have to do that. As long as it's a D and a B minor, whether you do an arpeggio or a strum, either will work fine. All the time, or that's my little arpeggio there. Put a song of praise in this heart of mine. Alright, so I'm just being a bit creative with the arpeggios that I play, but there's no set rule. The idea is to keep it sparse and quiet for the first time round, and then as it gets to the end of that first verse, you repeat it, but this time you add the groove. So, God is good all the time. So that little bit there is just D and G. Now it's a half G, so I don't play the bass notes at the top. Because I'm in the key of D, I tend to try and play down the bottom of the guitar, the bottom 4 strings. And I choose to play the small G, as I refer to it. Now it's very similar to D sus chord, but by going to a G and lifting the note there, I open it up and there's a better difference between the two sounds. Alright, and that's a nice way of getting that groove going. So even though the music says D, God is good, it says D. I do the little shift with that DG movement. God is good. Just like little country style. All the time. So that's a B minor, bar chord, and then I lift the 3 fingers off. If you add some groove with the strumming hand, put a song of praise in this heart of mine. So it says A on the chord sheet, but I could alternate between A and A2. A and A2, just lifting the bottom finger so that the second string is also open. And then continue. So that's the 4 chords of the chorus. Now when I get to if you're walking through the valley, the music, it tones down a little bit. It gets gentle for the verses. So when you're walking, the bass player would go through the valley, and there's shadows all around. And that bass is really good. Now if you can play that on your guitar and the strumming, you're doing well. I tend to just concentrate on the chords, and hopefully there's a bass player that's playing that groove in the background. But for me, I'll be doing, so if you're walking through the valley, and I kind of keep my chord shape static. I don't want to be doing a lot of movements here because I want it to have a lot of space in it, where in the chorus I move a lot more so that it's more busy and more countryish. But chord wise, it's just standard chords. So A to my B minor, to my G, all around, B to A. Do not fear, F sharp minor 7th, the bar chord. He will guide you, he will keep you safe and sound, because he has promised. So that's my E minor 7th. You could play it like that as well. I prefer this shape. Never leave you. So going from the E minor to the A, that finger's already in position. So finger 2, as you'll see in the chord box, is in position. It overlaps with the A chord. So it becomes a swivel point for me. Going to A. Back to the E minor. That finger's in place already. It's a swivel point. And using a swivel point makes it easier to change between two chords. And that's basically the whole of the verse then. And lastly, the bridge. Though I may not understand, I just start with the rake on the chord and let the music have lots of breathing space. Though I may not understand all the plans you have for me. That's again between A minor 7th and the E minor 7th. There's a swivel point. Finger 2 is in place for both chords. A minor 7th, swivel to E minor 7th. My life. Now it says B flat on the page. I'm playing a B flat 2. So I'm adding the second note of the chord. It just for me sounds cleaner. Otherwise, if I play B flat and I want to get those 3 notes here, I would do this. And then that one would be muted for me, my E string. Or you'd be doing that, and that's really big, uncomfortable chord. The B flat 2 sounds beautiful. So I opt to use B flat 2 in the place of my B flat. My life is in your hands. Or the bar chord, whichever you prefer. And through the eyes of faith. So eyes of faith. A bum, bum, bum. I double my beat. Eyes of faith. I can clearly see. Now it says G. Next chord is G/A, meaning it wants an A bass note. I just lift up those top 2 fingers and I strum from the A string down. But it's so subtle you can't really hear the difference for a guitar that's busy strumming. But that's where your bass player could really help you. And then from that you go into the chorus, double chorus, however you do it. And I hope this helps you to play this song, this joyful song, really well. God bless.